What's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks so much for being here, for being subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this politics and BS. I just wanted to talk about this because I really found it quite comical that I did a YouTube video on Saturday, and I just talked about Tim Scott and this alleged girlfriend that nobody was believing was real, right? And the news headlines wasn't about what he had to say or what his thoughts were for leading the nation if he were to get the opportunity to be the Republican nominee for president of the United States, which, I mean, honestly, he didn't have a snowball's chance. But it wasn't about that. The news headlines were about him bringing this chick up on stage and saying that this was his girlfriend that he was dating for about a year or so. Nobody was buying it. So he went through all of those efforts to reveal this girlfriend, to reveal to the public that he is a straight man. He has straight Christian values. You don't have to worry about me being a gay man, so you can go ahead and fund my campaign. Because him bringing this chick out was really to quell the assumptions that he was not straight. And so you go through all of that, get into this contract allegedly with this woman to have her showcase herself in public as being your girlfriend, all to, in a matter of a few days, drop out of the race. So the news is that he's dropped out of the 2024 presidential race. And when I saw the headline, I said, you know what, I just want to talk about it for a few minutes because I just really find it funny that he wasted this woman's time, wasted her efforts of traveling around with him, having the awkward hand around the back of the waist photo op, and even possibly affecting her reputation a little bit, because I'm quite sure a lot of these chicks are side-eyeing her that know her, that are like, was this worth it? Like, I get it, you're an entrepreneur, and even if you're a successful entrepreneur, who doesn't want more success? Who doesn't want more money, more clients, more visibility? But was this really worth it? Was this the route that you needed to take? Like, really? Who convinced you to do that? So the story is that he announced Sunday night that he's dropping out of the presidential campaign. And it actually shocked a TV interviewer because he was doing an interview, I guess, at the time, and it wasn't expected. So he said, "When I go back to Iowa, it will not be as a presidential candidate. I am suspending my campaign. I think the voters, who are the most remarkable people on the planet, have been really clear that they're telling me not now." You know, and that's one of the things that annoys me about this clown, with him speaking the way that he does, because he's such a kiss ass, for him to say, "I think the voters, comma, who are the most remarkable people on the planet." Okay, you're trying to save your space in history so that when you make the attempts again, they'll remember you. And, you know, the timing of all of this is why things are so questionable about him, and he isn't believable. And listen, not being believable, that's a trait that the majority of the politicians embody. So that's not something that is, and you know, like, we know this about these politicians. But he had the debate last week, Wednesday, in Miami, and then he was supposed to have a weekend campaign situation going on in Iowa, but he canceled it ahead of that, saying that he had the flu. I don't know about you guys, but usually having the flu, you just had the presidential debate on Wednesday night, and then you're going to have the weekend campaign events going on in Iowa right after that. Did he look like he was sick or coming down with something? but he all of a sudden had the flu. I believe he didn't want to get the questions about the girlfriend because he knows that that would be the majority of what people would be questioning. I want to play a little clip of something of someone who had a few thoughts about Tim Scott and this girlfriend, which they were actually talking about the debates and what he had to say at the debates, but this actually just came up when they were having a conversation about it. So I just want to play this clip really quick.
He did that to me, sis. I mean, you know, if Tim Scott weren't so damn cowardly, if he wasn't such a punk on things like the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, lying to the family of George Floyd and to all of us, if he wasn't such a punk, I may have more sympathy for him because, I mean, you know, he's struggling to overcome his challenges of articulation, challenges of nervousness, challenges of finding some, I'm glad the actor strike is over so that he could produce a girlfriend last night. Mom and everybody else came to stage and then, you know, grab her lightly around the waist. Got to be careful. But, you know, Scott has to be careful because, you know, they're not going to love you, son. And quote the Bible, you can battering ram theocracy. This is not a theocracy. At least we hope it won't become one. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you saw your young protege, young Dan Cameron, lose in Kentucky, and every other Republican won by at least 700,000 votes, some almost 800,000, while young Dan got about 620,000 votes, meaning what? Even the white masters will not vote for a black person. Your audition for vice president has failed. That was a painful thing to watch last night. Although I must admit the food fight between Ramaswamy and Nehandra Haley was kind of interesting. Tim Scott is an embarrassment, and he's reached his ceiling, and he should probably be quiet now and take his actress, white woman, girlfriend back to where she came from and I should stop. I should really stop because y'all get me in trouble. I have no problem with interracial marriages, and and even in interracial relationships, I don't know that Tim Scott is in one, but he should stop. He should just stop.
See, this guy, he said the quiet part out loud, or maybe it's already out loud because a lot of people feel the same way. And when I was seeing the comments of people who were having the opportunity to share their thoughts about his alleged girlfriend, most people feel that this is someone that he paid to be on his arm for the moment. So what a wasted moment in time to go through all of that, all to just go ahead and drop out of the race. But I just thought it was funny. I just talked about this on Saturday, and then on Sunday night, he dropped out of the race. So I don't know, maybe somebody shared my video with him. And he said, you know what, let me just go ahead and call it a wrap. Listen, I'm just kidding. I'm definitely not that inflated in the head to think that he cares about my opinion. But I'm happy to share it. And I'm going to just say, good. We don't have to deal with him and this preachy voice that he gives when he's speaking out on these events in the campaign trail and whatever, because he's just freaking annoying and an embarrassment, just like the guy said, and a liar, in my personal opinion. So anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts about him dropping out of the presidential race. Do you think that he's going to continue his relationship with this chick for a little while longer just for the optics, or is he going to just go ahead and say, or maybe they had it in the contract to say, once we either win or lose the nomination or I drop out, then your services are no longer needed. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.